I would like to thank you for the opportunity that you gave me to participate in this global investment event. And I would like especially to thank the Lebanese Embassy in Washington, D.C. for their collaboration and for the opportunity they gave us to have a platform today. Of course, it's a little bit odd for those following the news to hear about investment opportunities in Lebanon. The country has actually suffered over the last 18 months hardships of all kinds and types and intensities that I don't think any country has suffered from in recent history. A revolution that did not lead to political change, but rather to political vacuum. A currency crisis, a banking crisis, a default, the first in the country's history, an explosion that was ranked third in intensity in a populated area in the history of the world after Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and to add to all those hurtful events, 3 waves of COVID-19 virus. Actually, all the sequence of events started exactly 1 week after I left the private sector and decided to accept the current job as chairman of IDAL, the Investment Development Authority of Lebanon. And I don't hide when I confess to you that sometimes I stop and wonder in the midst of all these unfortunate events, what am I still doing? But then I remember that actually in the depth of crisis, one can always find opportunities. And that all what we need to do is to look around us, to look at the young Lebanese men and women striving to turn these challenges into opportunities, capitalizing on the most valuable and precious strength that we have as Lebanese, our human resources. These resources are actually the only light I see at the end of our tunnel. And today, as the crisis deepens, and when we find ourselves at the bottom, high returns, I think, await the brave. Of course, you do need to be brave to invest in Lebanon today. But remember that luck do favor the brave. And remember another investment principle by one of the wizards of our age, Warren Buffett, who says, be greedy when everybody else is fearful, and be fearful when everybody else is greedy. I hope that the presentation that will follow this opening remarks from my fellow colleague, the Director of Investor Relations at IDAL, will give you today and will show you good reasons to be greedy, will show you good reasons to be brave, and will also show you good reasons to still believe that Lebanon is a good investment destination despite everything. Thank you, and I wish you a good conference.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Amira Murad, Director of Investor Relations at IDAL. I will brief you about investment opportunities in Lebanon in times of crisis and how to turn crisis into successful opportunities. When we look at the global investment trends, we see that the COVID-19 crisis has led to a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous VUCA world, impacting lives and livelihoods. So this health crisis has mostly affected the services industry, with prospects for recovery estimated to take more than 5 years to reach pre-crisis levels. On another hand, COVID-19 has created many opportunities that countries around the world can leverage if they have the right fundamentals, especially in the essential consumer goods sector, e-commerce, health tech, edutech, big data and data analytics, robotics, cybersecurity, cloud tech, renewable energy, pharmaceutical, biotech, and R&D. Why invest in Lebanon now? Because despite the challenges, Lebanon is still a good place to do business and offers various investment opportunities given its talented and cost-competitive workforce and its strong support network. So investors can tap into a pool of qualified workforce, one of the most competitive and skilled regionally and internationally. Lebanon entrepreneurship skill set as well is unmatched in the region, which could be crucial at a time of launching new ventures. So if we look at the global entrepreneurship pillars, we can see Lebanon ranking among the top countries in the region in terms of startup skills value, human capital value, and networking value. So this highly skilled labor force is also cost competitive, offering high value for innovative companies. And the country has a strong support network for innovation and entrepreneurship, with the availability of top-ranking universities graduating their future labor force, So we have the American University of Beirut ranking second among the top universities in the Arab region, and the 8 Lebanese universities ranking in the top 1,000 universities in the world. Although starting a business might still be a lengthy and costly process, this is offset by the availability of attractive tax benefit schemes for companies, like the tax incentives for offshore companies and the tax incentives for joint stock and limited liability companies offered by IDAL. And Lebanon is working, albeit slowly, on reforms and enacting laws and regulations that improve the doing business environment. Given the banking crisis in Lebanon, new financing schemes are being deployed to provide business and productive sectors access to liquidity. In terms of infrastructure, Lebanon is working on completing flagship projects such as the Tripoli Economic Zone and the Knowledge Innovation Center KIC in Tripoli, and major infrastructure projects are planned in the medium term to reduce cost of doing business and make Lebanon more competitive. Now, companies looking to use Lebanon as their hub to export to the region can benefit from a series of incentives, like the exemption on corporate income tax, export subsidies for the manufacturing sector, export subsidies for the agriculture sector, custom duty exemptions, and as well as technical assistance offered by international organizations to help them get ready to export. Now let's look at the current investment opportunities in Lebanon. So primary data collection from IDAL shows increasing trend for investment in equipment related to fight COVID-19 and production of essential consumer products, especially in the agro-industry sector, ICT sector, industry, agriculture as well. IDAL has identified available investment opportunities in Lebanon with high priority based on a set of 4 criteria, and I'm going to talk about these investment opportunities in the next slides. So the 4 criteria are the size and maturity of local sector, recent performance and growth of local sector, market growth potential, and sector competitiveness. For the industrial sector, a filtering process was conducted to identify priority subsectors with strong growth potential. So, the shortlist of industries includes food products, fresh fruits and vegetables, agriculture input, high-tech manufacturing, pharmaceuticals and medical supplies, cosmetics, and soap. So Lebanon should focus now on the sectors with high potential to compete regionally. And there is opportunity to increase local production of pharmaceutical products and medical supplies to counter for a decrease in import. More specifically, Lebanon has the capacity to produce PPE equipment and disinfectant consumables needed in the fight of COVID-19. Add to it the hygiene and soap products that are a competitive industry in Lebanon with high export potential. When we talk about food processing in Lebanon, we talk about a major industry that is ready to be taken to a higher level because Lebanon is very competitive in producing higher value added food products that can address the local market and be exported to the region. High-tech manufacturing and engineering is the next sector I'm going to talk about, which is a major contributor to the industrial output in Lebanon and is mainly reliant on Lebanese talent and skills. Clean technology as well is the next big thing in Lebanon, as the country sets ambitious targets for adoption of environmental friendly solutions in energy production. Now, health and education technology are an emerging field in Lebanon, leveraging the country's high-quality health and education infrastructure, and promising startups in the edutech and health tech are shaping the future of this industry in Lebanon. As for cloud computing, this is a highly promising industry, which has been witnessing tremendous growth more than ever before. Artificial intelligence as well is changing the way all businesses operate and presents a wealth of opportunities for new investors, specifically the outsourcing companies. More and more investment opportunities in Lebanon, and here we talk about agri-tech solutions. The next battle to move Lebanon towards increased productivity and sufficiency in the agriculture field. So COVID-19 crisis is expected to accelerate the adoption of technology in the agriculture sector, and premium agriculture products and investment in input products for the sector can help address food security issues in Lebanon and respond to regional growing demand. In this sector, cultivation of cannabis for medicinal and industrial purposes is a new emerging opportunity that the government is supporting to help reactivate the economy. Last but not least, ecotourism and luxury guest houses are expected to witness tremendous growth due to travel restriction post-COVID-19 on mass tourism. Health and wellness tourism as well has high potential in Lebanon post-COVID-19 as demand for long-term wellness facilities is expected to pick up from patients in the region. Now, how can IDAL help you? We offer various services to help companies identify available investment opportunities and guide them all the way in their investment journey. We offer free business and legal advice, support in space property research, provision of package of tax and non-tax incentives, facilitation of permits and licenses. We recently launched our business matchmaking platform to help investors identifying mergers and acquisitions deals and facilitate investment sourcing. So far, we have more than 30 companies listed on our business matchmaking platform, and we are looking forward for strategic partners to help them grow. So for all these services, you can contact us via email and follow us on our social media channels to know more about investment opportunities in Lebanon and to know more about success stories. At the end of this presentation, I would like to thank you all for listening and looking forward to hearing all your questions and answering it in the Q&A section.